our bigger inspirations are like, bands that have broken through on like a bigger scale, like, and you can hear like the band in those songs.
Yeah.
We try to make it sound
like a band.
Yeah.
Like you said, four dudes playing it in a room.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Leah Palmieri, and welcome to Hits the Spot. In this episode, my guests are Jeffrey, Spencer, and Garrison of the band CAMINO, whose latest album, The Dark, reached number 6 on Spotify's global charts when it was released in August, and who have just wrapped up a leg of their Screaming in the Dark tour in North America. Plus, the band CAMINO is also your mom's favorite band. Find out why as you enjoy the band CAMINO right here on Hits the Spot. Gentlemen, welcome so much to Hits the Spot. We are so excited to have you here. How are you?
Amazing.
So good.
Wonderful.
Thank you for having us.
So we mentioned that the band CAMINO is your mom's favorite band. This is in your Spotify artist page bio. Mm-hmm. Do we have any scientific evidence to back this up?
Yeah.
Lots of data, lots of...
When we made our Spotify page in like 2016, we typed out like a long bio that we were gonna be like, we're from Memphis and we care about these bands and we have this inspiration, and then we were like, nah, and then we just put your mom's favorite band, and that's just been there for like 8 years now. So
I love the album The Dark so much. I feel like it's really bringing me back to like my Yellow Card era. So so
Sick.
Love that.
I have just had it on repeat, and so I'm so excited to talk to you about so many of the songs on it today. And I think this was pretty appropriate. You tell me. You celebrated the album's release in August by shotgunning a beer.
That is correct, yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Is
we
this
did
a
in your
tradition?
driveway.
Yeah.
Maybe it is now.
Okay,
We were we're sometimes at a loss for like what to put on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
So we were at my house and we were like, how can we promote the album? We have these ice cold beers. Maybe we'll
Which are the worst types of beers to shotgun, by the way. You got to shotgun like a room temperature beer.
So we set the camera up on my truck in my driveway, started shotgunning the beer, and like the wind or something, the phone just fell over.
As soon as we go up.
Yeah.
So we shotgunned a beer for nothing really, but
For funsies.
Just for
Fun.
us.
Not
Yeah.
for nothing,
it's
man.
for us.
and for celebration.
For everything.
For us, dude.
Yeah. For real, the weekend that your album comes out, are you glued to your Spotify for Artists page? Are you like keeping track of what's going on and how people are streaming and enjoying this album from everywhere?
Definitely
Yeah.
checking up on it constantly the first few days, just to see like,
Which
obviously
song is
the
progressing.
singles have more streams because you're looking at the songs that just came out and you're like, all right, which one is catching on? Which one are the people liking? It's been really fun to watch even the past month of, kind of some things shifting here and there. It's like a little race. Like which ones are pulling ahead,
Yeah.
Any surprises for you?
Some pleasant surprises for sure. Everything's streaming pretty consistently.
Yeah, definitely.
Novocaine is crushing. That was kind of the focus track, so that was the one that got New Music Friday and got the most playlisting on release weekend. So thank you guys. But the rest of them have all been streaming like really consistently, which is sick because I know, it's hard to listen to an entire album. So the songs
Not
at
this
the
one.
well, thank you.
Yeah, we made it only 30 minutes for a reason.
Yeah, it's
so.
short, but people's attention spans are getting shorter and shorter. And
Yep.
on our last album, we definitely noticed, the trickle down of by the last song. It was just by nature of where it was placed in the song order. They got less streams, even just the first few days. So it was cool seeing, a lot of the songs get streamed equally, even the ones at the bottom.
The one at the bottom of this is my very favorite one, Last Man in the World.
Oh, sick.
And what I like to do is play that one first, and then it just goes on repeat, and so then it plays the whole album.
Hey.
So
Nice.
So it's
That is
almost
my-
like
That's
it's the
your first song.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
my first song. Yeah, that's my favorite one. So we're going to talk more about those songs and about Data in a little bit too, so get ready. But when the album came out, it debuted at number 6 on the Spotify global charts and number 3 on the US Spotify charts. What was
Wow.
that like? What even is that feeling?
Good.
Yeah, I mean, amazing. It's hard to, that one's hard to put into words because you're just like, I didn't know that people listened to us that much, I guess.
Yeah.
Or cared like to listen to the first day like that.
But really special. We spent so much time making the album. So having it out and even just getting to put it out and people like responding positively, it's like, oh, this feels so good.
Yeah,
just
it's-
like a piece of your soul and like something you put so much thought into, just it's out, it's done, we've released it. We can like, in a way, like let it go, and then seeing the response is like, wow, okay.
It was all worth it.
Yeah, it's cool to see the work you put in and like getting, loved and liked and number 3 in the U.S. So.
Hell yeah. So tell me a little bit about this tour. What has it been like? Anything like very special? I know we're at the beginning of it right now, but anything that stands out to you about it so far?
I mean, overall, I feel like this tour, we really tried to create an experience. Tagged on to the album, The Dark, Afraid of the Dark, Screaming in the Dark, the tour. So we took a lot of risks in the production and the show that we were putting on just to try and create a world around the album. And I think that, to me, is probably one of the most special things. The shows have all been incredible. Crowds have been great. Venue's been amazing. I feel like us boys are playing our little hearts out, But no, the tour's going incredibly.
Can we talk about the lasers?
The lasers.
Oh, the lasers go.
Let's
The
talk about
lasers are so dope.
The lasers were easily the best ad,
Lasers,
in my opinion.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did all this glow-in-the-dark UV paint stuff, and we're taking all these UV lights that are on the ground and hanging. So, and the plan, the hope was that everyone's going to glow, including the crowd, but we didn't know how it was going to work because we couldn't test out like the range of the lights until we got in a venue, and it's been working. Like everything's glowing, lasers are sick. Like looking at pictures and like the video stuff that we made, it was like, damn, these guys definitely went to Bonnaroo and had a good time, and they were like, we need the lasers and we need glow stuff. It was like, we've seen
Odessa before.
Yeah, we saw Odessa, and we were like,
let's do that, but rock
let's
and
add
roll.
lasers, yeah. So it's been really cool though. It's like we've had an amazing team to help us like, take a vision and bring it to life.
Do you use your Spotify streams to help inform the set list for your shows?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. Which, we go back and forth on like, cause some stuff, it doesn't always, it's not like a 1-to-1 ratio of like what's streaming the best that gets the most live reaction. So it's kind of a little puzzle trying to figure out. But we definitely kind of took that into consideration, and then we built the set list pretty much before the album came out. So now we're looking at the stats and we're like, ooh,
Yeah, we
Should've
probably
played
should have done
that
this.
one.
Yeah.
yeah, but there's always next tour, switch some songs out.
You're on a North American tour now, but there are further tour plans?
Always.
In
Okay,
the works,
great.
Always.
Okay, great.
Always.
Awesome. Okay, so one other thing that I really enjoyed was that, like, a lot of artists will say, oh, when I've got my new music ready, I have to go for a walk and listen to it, or I have to put it on in the car and listen to it and really, like, test it out. But you've introduced me to a new method, which is listening to it in a boat. So, do we test all of our music this way? Is that another vehicle that really helps it stand the test of time?
We do now.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely do.
Sounds different on the water.
I
man.
have like a really old, pretty shitty boat, but it runs great. It's like a 1988, like little bass boat. Just me and my dog. I live close to the lake, so it's just like nice little, my reset time. But I put a new sound system in the boat.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Hooked it up myself.
Wow.
Yeah, watched some YouTube videos, wired some wires.
Wow.
Crazy stuff. Bought a screwdriver.
Skills. Yeah.
And so now I can check our new mixes in the boat, which
Yeah.
is huge. You got to know how it hits in the water.
Yes, absolutely. Is there anything else when you have a song that hasn't been released yet? Is there anybody that you like run it by to get their opinion first, or any other way that you really sort of think about it, test it out before like this is going on the album?
Yeah.
We have like a lot of people involved that like, kind of help us. Our team, our manager, our producer. Everybody gives input, and we kind of like go through, a lot of songs and kind of like, decide how everyone feels about them. And then there's some that, maybe like the team or some people aren't as stoked on, and maybe one of us is like really convicted about, and we'll, it's a conversation for months about what's going on the album. And the songs we keep coming back to usually end up making the album. It's like, wow, if one person is like dying for it, a lot of times we're like, okay, like this is special to them, And then sometimes it's like, dude, I know you love this, but like this ain't it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so
There's a lot.
just for
There's a
you.
lot on
that
both
happens,
sides.
that happens to me all the time
Yeah.
because I'm like, guys, this is the one. Everyone's like, dog, it's not. Yeah. Like, okay, fine.
That's a boat song. That's just for
It's
you in
just
the
for
boat.
you on
Yeah.
the boat, and trust me,
You can blast
He'll wear it out,
there.
man.
Wear it out
Yeah.
there.
You
just for me.
definitely learn to be okay with that feeling. Like
Yeah.
the longer we're a band and the more we work together and make records and things like that, you just kind of.
It's no hard feelings.
No, not at all. It's like it's okay. I'll
Just business.
Yeah.
take the L.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
True meaning of business.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's talk about some of these songs. I know you've talked a little bit about this before, but I want to talk about Save My Life because you've talked about this being sort of like the anthemic song, like very 1D inspired, as if it wasn't already screaming from the image of me. I am a directioner. And so I really felt like this was, I had the same thought before I heard you guys say it. Like, I felt like this album feels very much like if One Direction was still together, like this is sort of the rock music that they would be making these days. And
Love that,
I
man.
appreciate you sort of acknowledging that One Direction was, and always will be, like a rock group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Stockholm Syndrome.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. So a fan the other day like asked us if we would play that in our VIP, and we were like, no, but maybe we should cover that song because that would be pretty
That song
amazing.
goes hard.
it does. That's a great song.
Yeah.
Amazing. You've also talked a little bit about some of the inspirations on this album, which is kind of everything from Drake to Katy Perry to Tom Petty. Anything else that really was inspiring you as you were creating this?
I mean, I think for us, we were trying to just channel like band energy again, because I think with our Try Hard EP that we put out in 2019, it definitely sounded like a band.
Yeah.
And we sound like the band Camino. Our self-titled definitely still sounded like us, but it didn't sound as like four guys in a room playing music kind of thing. And when you go back and listen to like, I know a lot of our bigger inspirations are like, bands that have broken through on like a bigger scale, like, Kings of Leon and the Killers and stuff like that. And you can hear like the band in those songs.
Yeah.
You hear it just sounds like a little shitty almost. And like, I don't think our record sounds shitty. It definitely sounds like polished, but we try to make it sound like
a band.
Yeah.
Like you said, four
Yeah.
dudes playing it in a room.
yeah, not like everything kind of cohesive as far as the arrangements. So
Definitely.
it was fun to kind of try to get back to that like garage vibe, which it doesn't sound like that, but just in the writing and the arrangement. of, like-
Mentally,
yeah,
deep.
mentally,
Yeah.
like okay, this is what we are. Like, let's
I
be that.
mean, it freaking fills the room, that's for sure. And it's fun to see, with all you do an amazing job, but it's fun to see you guys sort of play different instruments and stuff, like as well. Like I like the versatility of like all of you just rocking in different ways the whole time. So
Definitely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Garrison actually plays the most amount of instruments, so it's crazy that
We're just
he
trying to live up
stays on
to
I
his.
just
We
do
got to
it
get you on
I
another
gotta-
one on stage.
I know,
Just
we-
do it on the records.
Yeah.
I can play drums.
I've been telling him that like one of us has to learn drums so that
Somebody's
he can actually
gotta
get
learn
on
so I
stage
can, like,
one day.
Go do something else on stage.
Yeah.
But
Just come
until
play a
that
guitar
day-
solo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
just
can do
come rip
that.
one really quick.
No problem. Let's do it.
Incredible.
We'll talk about it later.
Like, what about like a flute or a clarinet? Do we have like a woodwind for
Oh,
you too?
see.
Give him like a month, he'll figure
Yeah,
it
Okay,
out.
great.
I could try.
I
We'll
believe
see.
you. I believe you.
You can make anything sound good.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
That's sick.
You're welcome. I did want to get your opinion. In the lyrics for Roses, they say, we're only human, but we've got hands, hearts, and noses. Maybe this is going to be the next question that divides the internet. We don't know. But which one of those do you think you use the most on a daily basis?
Hands.
Yeah?
I don't know. I use my nose pretty often.
Yeah, but like your heart's pumping all day long.
That's also
Like,
true.
That's what
It's
keeps you alive.
probably-
It's probably
I don't
your
really
heart.
use it. It just goes.
No, I mean, you don't
man.
purposely
Also,
use it.
I was kind of thinking about my heart and like
Like
know,
a
Feeling.
a feeling way.
yeah, more
Yeah.
of like tapping into my emotions, which I do, I try to, but I think my hands, I'm some days maybe I'm a little closed off. I'm
What, are
still
you a
picking
robot?
things up,
Jeez, dude.
Some days I feel like a robot,
I get that.
but I still use my hands.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
I'm going hands.
Great. Hands.
I'm going nose.
Nose.
I'm going heart.
Amazing.
Wow,
Oh,
and
good.
this
Wow.
explains the.
This is why you're a
the
band.
music. Yeah,
This is
it always lies
I do
somewhere
be
in the
smelling
middle
stuff.
of all of our opinions.
Yes. Okay, well, let's see if you're on the same page as this. We are entering Wrapped season here at Spotify. Who's going to be on your Wrapped this year? Music, podcasts?
Japanese house
Oh.
Yep,
will be number one for sure.
Okay, great.
definitely. Fred again will be on there.
Honestly, probably Post Malone for me. I've been wearing out his new record.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Chemical by Post Malone will
Yeah.
definitely be on there.
Nice.
This band called Slow Pulp. They're from Wisconsin. They'll be on there.
Yeah, I think Boyhood will definitely be my most
Yeah,
streamed song.
definitely.
Japanese house.
But we're going to play a little game now called Wits the Spot, and we're going to talk about some of your Spotify data and see how much you know. Okay.
Cool.
Ready?
Let's do it.
Here we go. What percentage did overall listening increase after you were featured on Taylor Swift's Songs Taylor Loves playlist in 2018? Do you know this number?
No idea. We didn't have very many listeners at the time, so
I'm going to
probably
say
bumped.
27%.
Wow. I'm gonna say like
Very specific.
15.
Oh,
Okay.
She said, oh, as in like,
Oh, it might be way more.
probably way more
Yeah.
than that.
I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna say 33%.
amazing. Okay, it was 2,074% increase.
Cool.
Was that just for like that day? Or like,
It was at the time, but now
that's
a
funny.
whopping 35% of people who first discovered you on that playlist have listened to you in 2023. So they've
That's
stuck with
crazy.
you.
Wow.
Yeah.
okay, I shouldn't have
Thank you,
underestimated
Taylor.
the power, which I mean, I knew that it
Yeah.
was
The fans
but
are
I didn't know
awesome.
that it was like that.
I didn't
Yeah.
I thought we
That's-
like got some good streams, and it was like a bump. No, it was like
Wait, can you say the number again?
2,074%. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
All right,
All right.
cool. So
Hell
not
Lock that
27%.
away.
You
Got
had
it.
the
I was
numbers.
really close. Yeah,
You
I
had the
two in there.
numbers. Okay, and which day and hour of the week is the most listened to for your music?
Day and hour.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like our fans like Tuesdays. I'm gonna pick Tuesday.
I don't know. Monday left me broken, dude.
Yeah, but Tuesday.
I'm gonna go Wednesday. I'm gonna go Wednesday at 4 p.m.
Oh, close. Thursday, 4 to 5 p.m.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, you're good.
I knew it, man.
Yes.
I
What
knew
a
it.
five.
Drive time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're driving home.
I was going to say, what are you normally doing on Thursdays from 4 to 5?
It's different. We have
Could be anything.
It
We
depends.
have the least consistent day to day of anyone you'll ever meet, probably. Just because, like, maybe we're on
could be
tour,
fishing, dude.
Maybe we're fishing. Maybe we're.
Writing
It's
a
happy
song.
hour at my favorite local bar on
Yeah.
Thursdays from 4 to
Oh,
5. So
nice.
I will go. I could possibly go there.
And then they
Maybe
could
shout
play
out
the band
ML
Camino.
Rose.
So then it's a
Weirdly
real
they do,
win-win.
and I
Oh,
don't think that
amazing.
they know that I'm in that band. So
Don't tell them.
I don't. I
Yeah.
like just being like hearing like.
Cool
I think Honest
songs.
comes on sometimes, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh, sick.
Are you guys ready to blend?
let's blend.
Okay, awesome. We're gonna blend now. So the four of us have done a blend, and we are going to take a look at it now and see how much we overlap. The highest taste match is 82%.
That's us.
That's us.
82%.
Amazing.
The song that brings us together is "It's You" by the band.
It'll do that. It'll do that. My lowest taste match is actually with Spencer. We're only a 73% match, but that's pretty good.
I feel like
still.
that's still pretty good.
Yeah, that's still pretty good. I want to go through some of the songs that you guys clearly have contributed to this. Kid Cudi,
Oh yeah, New Mode. That's the top song on here.
like you mentioned, Fred Again is on here. Post Malone. You guys were right. You know what you listen to.
That Fred Again song. I'm not gonna lie to you. We were on the way to London. I think we were flying to London, which is like an 8-hour flight.
Yeah.
And I put that song on repeat, and I literally just fell asleep to that.
Rich
song.
and Sad.
No. Heavy. Or
Okay, great,
Me
yes.
Heavy.
Okay,
by
great.
Fred Again.
We do have Style from Taylor Swift
Of
on
course,
here.
yes,
Yes.
a
Okay,
great one.
great. That's probably all of us.
Yeah.
We have the band Camino, so
We're in.
it's not just me listening
it's
to it, which is
Farsighted.
nice.
I think I listened to it a
you can
few
remember the
times because we hadn't played it in like 4 years, and we're playing it on this tour.
Yeah.
So I listened to it a few times in a row to be like, okay, how does this go?
I like that we've got some Blink-182, we've got some
Miss You.
Paramore.
Oh,
yeah,
too.
this all makes. Oh, Bad Sons, who
Yeah.
are opening for you,
Love that.
incredible. Liz Phair, oh, that's really great.
Oh.
Nice. And Jonas Brothers Burning Up is
Oh,
on
you
there.
better believe it.
let's take a pit stop at Easy by
Okay.
Rascal Flatts.
Yes.
And,
And Natasha. Oh, yeah.
Bedingfield. That's
Ooh,
that's
yeah.
one of our favorite songs. We listen to that song in the green room before shows very often.
Definitely.
If you haven't heard that song, crazy song. Some of the most insane vocal performances from both artists.
What else you have on that pre-show playlist?
Well, whatever gets us hype. Sometimes some Limp Bizkit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
It just depends on the day.
And sometimes something chill. We're just kind of like, let's get like,
Yeah.
you know. But usually it's like, let's listen to really loud music.
Yeah. I haven't heard a bad song yet, so amazing. And speaking of no bad songs, The Dark is available to stream now on Spotify, as is all of your music. And you can catch the band Camino on tour in North America now and probably all over the world forever and ever. You guys, thank you so much for joining us on Hits the Spot today. It has been so fun to chat with you, and I will be listening.
It's
been a pleasure.
Thank you so
Yay.
much.
Hey.